So let's just jump right in. What if I told you that the key to your healing wasn't in some far-off clinic or a complicated new diet? What if it's already here, flowing through your veins right this very second? Seriously, what if the incredible vitality you're looking for is already pulsing through you in that mysterious river we call your blood? And that brings us to a pretty wild question, doesn't it? Can your words, the actual thoughts you think, and the commands you give yourself, can they actually heal your body? We're all taught to think of the mind and the body as these two separate things, but what if that's not the whole picture?
And this is where it gets really interesting. What if this life-giving stream inside you isn't just a mindless fluid? What if it's actually an obedient messenger, just waiting to carry your deepest intentions to every single cell in your body?
Which leads us to our first major idea here. Your blood is listening. It's not just a passive physical system, it's the personal courier of your will. It is actively, right now, listening for your commands. Now, to really get how this works, think of your mind as this little internal government, okay? Your conscious mind, that's the part you're using to listen to me right now, that's the ruler, the king or queen who thinks, reasons, and issues decrees. But the real power behind the throne, that's your subconscious mind. It's the tireless, unquestioning servant that actually governs the body and carries out every single one of those orders. And here is the absolute key to the whole thing. Your subconscious does not argue. It doesn't debate with you. It doesn't reason. It takes your words, especially the ones you charge up with real feeling, real emotion, as literal step-by-step instructions. And it immediately gets to work making them a reality in your body. No questions asked. Okay, so if our words are the instructions, what exactly are we instructing our body to do? Well, this leads us to this beautiful concept of an original, perfect state of health, a state we can actually command our body to return to. And this original blueprint is called divine order. The best way to think of it as the perfect factory settings pattern for your body. It's this flawless template of complete harmony, and guess what? It's already imprinted deep within your subconscious. Your subconscious mind knows exactly what perfect health looks like for you. But you might be wondering, well, if this perfect blueprint exists, why do we get sick? And it all comes down to these disruptors. Things like fear, resentment, and especially that constant negative self-talk. They act like corrupt commands, like bad code. Every time you say, "Ugh, I'm always exhausted," or "my back is killing me," you're literally programming your subconscious with instructions for disorder. And because it's the faithful servant, it carries them out. So we've kind of laid out the problem, right? But here's the amazing news. The second you realize you've been giving your body harmful orders, you can start giving it life-giving ones. But you have to know how to speak its language. So how do you talk in a way that the subconscious actually understands and acts on? All right, crafting a command that actually works comes down to 3 simple keys. First, you have to speak in the present tense. Not "my blood will be pure," but "my blood is pure." The subconscious only operates in the now. Second, you have to infuse it with emotion. You've got to feel the reality of what you're saying. And third, assume an attitude of gratitude, almost like you're thanking your body for a job that's already finished. And that brings us back to that crucial point about emotion, because your subconscious isn't counting reps. One single, heartfelt declaration that you speak with total conviction is infinitely more powerful than repeating something 100 times with a lukewarm, doubtful attitude. It is all about the intensity, not the quantity. That's what makes the impression. Okay, let's get super practical. How do you actually start weaving this into your day-to-day life? Well, there are some very specific, really actionable rituals you can start using to make this a real, tangible practice. You can start your day with this one. You see, in those first few moments, right after you wake up, before your brain gets all cluttered with the to-do list for the day, your subconscious is incredibly open and receptive. Speaking this command is like setting your body's internal GPS to health and vitality for the entire day ahead. And then, just before you fall asleep, that's another golden opportunity. As you start to drift off, your conscious, critical mind starts to quiet down, and that gives you a direct, unfiltered line to the subconscious. Giving this command is basically handing your inner physician its work order for the night. You're programming all of the body's amazing restorative processes while you sleep. Now, if you really want to kickstart this and see results faster, you can try something like a 7-day challenge. The whole goal is just to create this powerful, unbroken stream of positive commands by speaking them morning and night, and this is key, consciously avoiding any contradictory negative self-talk during the day. You start to build up this incredible momentum that really deeply impresses the new instructions onto the subconscious. So, what's the end game here? What's the ultimate outcome of practicing this? It's a state where health just becomes your natural default setting. It's what we can call a life reordered.
You see, the whole shift is about moving from a place of actively trying to heal to a place of effortlessly being healthy. Divine order is no longer this abstract concept you're trying to install. It becomes a living reality that just flows through you, naturally, because your subconscious has finally accepted it as a permanent, standing order. And to really lock this in as a daily reality, you can use a powerful affirmation loop just like this one. It basically distills the entire teaching down into a single, powerful practice. You start by acknowledging your own creative power, then you move through specific commands for health, for vitality, for peace, and finally, you claim your unity with the infinite flow of life. It's both a reinforcement of the command and a celebration of the result. Because in the end, this is all about one thing: reclaiming your rightful role as the ruler of your inner world. You are the sovereign of that kingdom. Every word you speak is the hand on the wheel that turns its course. So really, the only question left is, what command are you going to give today?